What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Days Done Right. As you can see, we have made it to winter. Not much of a shoulder season there. It kind of went straight from mountain bike season to ski season, but we'll take what we can get. As you can see here, we are in Grand Teton National Park, and we are in the Mormon Row parking lot. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go see Mormon Row. Mormon Row is the famous barn that everybody takes pictures of with the Tetons in the background, but turns out Grand Teton National Park is not very dog friendly, and dogs are not allowed on trails. It is, in the wintertime, considered a trail from here to the barns themselves, so we're gonna have to pass on this one for now and come back to it at some other point. Our plans for the evening are to head up towards Grand Targhee Resort, find a spot to camp, and do some backcountry split boarding tomorrow. Probably get up early and go out for the dawn patrol session, so stay tuned for all that, and welcome back to the adventure. Had to make a quick pit stop at the Cowboy Coffee Company in Jackson for a cappuccino. It's delicious. Highly recommend it. just wanted to share a couple of quick kind of guidelines that we go by when we are hiking kind of in the backcountry, especially with the dog. Wasn't much of a hike today, but Blue was off leash the whole time. But I did bring a leash with me, just in case there's any wildlife that he might try to chase. I can snag him up, or a dog that's walking by that might not be the friendliest or whatever. Also, if you don't know, Blue is deaf and doesn't have much of a recall. So if we get into a situation where I might need to recall him, I will put him on the leash and keep him close. Another thing I always bring with me, or try to always bring with me, is bear spray. For obvious reasons, I guess. We are in grizzly bear territory, and just better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Another thing I always bring with me when walking the dog is poop bag. A lot of people, I guess, in the winter tend not to pick up their dog poop, but that is actually a huge deal, especially in the spring and summer when it all melts. They just have everywhere, so that's no good. And on today's hike, I actually brought gloves, which I just left in the van, but I don't normally wear gloves. But it is actually 19 degrees out here. It looks pretty nice. It actually feels pretty good, which is why I'm not all sorts of layered up, but it is pretty chilly. So yeah, just figured I'd share with you a couple of tips and tricks. And now we are going to finish setting up camp and make a fire and hang out. Well, y'all, got a hot fire, hot dinner. Got the van warming up now. It got down to 28 degrees is what the thermometer on the fridge says. Said earlier it was 19 degrees out. The sun has since gone down. 17 degrees now. It's a little chilly out. Blue's water bowl was frozen inside the van. Really enjoying being out here in Wyoming, and seeing the Tetons for the first time is a really cool experience. Just being out here in the mountains and being grateful for everything I have is really good. The mountains are a really humbling place, and make you appreciate life even more just being out here. So really enjoying that aspect of things. Checking off a lot of boxes, a lot of dreams coming true here. So when we were building this van, a big part of it for me was to get out here and do some winter camping and winter activities, backcountry skiing, and first time using the fire pit in the snow, and just the little things like that, putting the awning out and enjoying just being out here in the van and living the van life. So we're just gonna take the rest of the evening to kind of soak it all in and finish our dinner and let this fire go out, and then probably make some tea, read a book, and go to bed. Temperature check, 16 degrees. The low tonight is 0. We've got the heater under the passenger seat, cranks all night, barely uses any fuel, barely uses any power. Knock on wood, no issues. Let me grab some honey. Up to this first cat track, up the first little pitch here on the ascent. Normally with Blue, what I'll do is I'll come up here and then I'll ski down this what I just came up, which is just right down there. So I'll do this first little pitch with Blue. He's getting old and doesn't can't hang for the whole summit push, so it's good for me to get a little warm up lap in and then ski back down to the van and then come up for the whole thing. So now we're gonna transition. Transitioning on the split board consists of taking my bindings off the climbing position, rehooking the board back up so it looks like a snowboard again, and then putting my bindings back on a snowboard position. So we'll do that, rip the skins off, and ski back down to the van. Alright guys, just finished a little snack in the van, dropped Blue off. We did a little short lap with him, headed back up to the summit. Oh, we made it. Woo. Oh yeah. Oh. Watch out for this tree here. Oh. All right, well, we almost skied all the way back to the parking lot. Fun little traverse there on the groomer at the end. Feels good to get a good mix of conditions with the powder and the kind of groomers. They're not really fully groomed yet, so they're a little chunky. But anyhow, that's gonna do it for this episode of Days Done Right. Thanks for coming backcountry camping in the winter with me, and thanks for skiing. Y'all take it easy. Buster, what are you doing, buddy? Oh wow, oh wow.